What's up everybody, I'm Seth Fowler and today we're taking a look at the sneaker releases in the second half of June 2019 and I let you know whether I think each one of these shoes is going to sit on shelves or sell out. Also keep in mind that release dates for shoes change all the time, so you never actually know when a shoe is going to come out until after it came out. So if there's a shoe on this list that you're really trying to grab, make sure you're staying on top of the release yourself just to make sure you're not going to miss it. But without further ado, let's jump right into June and see what sneakers are releasing. So starting things off on June 15th, a day which I actually already covered in the last sit or sell video, so I'm only going to talk about the notable releases, we've got two pretty big shoes dropping. The first of those two releases are the Prada Air Jordan 7s. Prada is a store in Amsterdam? Oh, it is Amsterdam. Prada is a store in Amsterdam that's actually done collaborations with Nike in the past, and this time around they're collaborating on the Air Jordan 7 and putting their logo on the midsole. In addition to the logo on the midsole, the shoe also comes in sort of a tan and coffee brown color, and in my opinion, it's a fire release, and it actually already has had an exclusive release at Prada. That's why you're seeing pairs available on the market. But this time around, we're getting a full worldwide release and giving a lot more people the option to actually grab this shoe. I love Jordan collaborations, scratch that, I love good Jordan collaborations, and I think this is one of those good collaborations that, even though it's not going for much now, I think in the future it will be a lot harder to grab. So in my opinion, I think this shoe is definitely going to sell out. And then the other big release on the 15th is the Adidas Yeezy Boost 700 V2 in the Tephra colorway. I heard somewhere that this month has the most Yeezy releases of any month ever, and that doesn't surprise me at all because by this point I think we've already had 3, and this is the 4th. I have no problem with this many releases dropping. I think it's great. Everyone who wants a pair of Yeezys can now easily get a pair of Yeezys. I just wish the colorways were better. This colorway just seems like someone colored it in MS Paint. Kanye. It's fine, it's just brown and tan, and it kind of looks like the Prada Air Jordan 7s, and I'm just not a fan of it. But at the end of the day, even though 700s aren't moving the way that they used to, it is still a Yeezy, people do still want it, and it is still probably going to sell out. Then moving on to June 17th, we've got one release, which is the Nike SB Air Jordan 1 Low in the Midnight Navy colorway. Unlike the other Nike SB Air Jordan collaborations, this shoe does not have wear-away paint, which I think was the main selling point for those shoes, so not sure exactly how well this one is going to do. It also is a low top, which means it's like the least type Air Jordan 1 silhouette available. From a purely visual standpoint, I think it's actually a pretty nice looking sneaker. The one thing I don't really like is that red or orange Jumpman on the toe. I don't know why they felt like that was a good idea. But the Midnight Navy colorway is nice. The low top look fits with the Nike SB collaboration. I definitely understand where they were coming from with that. And overall, it's a fine sneaker, it's just not really exciting. So with that being said, even though I think it's a good looking shoe, I just don't think there's any hype behind this sneaker, so in my opinion, it's gonna sit. After that, on June 19th, we've got the Nike Air More Uptempo in black and camo. It's fine. It's a black Uptempo with camo lettering. It's not a bad looking shoe, it's just not for me. It's not something that I would ever go out to the store and grab myself, but I'm sure there are people out there who do like this shoe and do want this shoe, and honestly, it shouldn't be too hard for them to get because I'm pretty sure this shoe is gonna sit. After that, on June 20th, we've got two different colorways of the women's Air Max 720 FF in black and gray. In my opinion, this shoe is a heavy contender for worst shoe of the year. For some reason, Nike loves putting the 720 outsole on just garbage uppers, and that's exactly what they did here. Why does it look like that? Why? I don't know, it's garbage. If you are a woman and you plan to buy this shoe, please let me know in the comment section down below why you would do that to yourself. And if you're a guy and you plan to buy this shoe, definitely let me know in the comment section down below why you'd want to buy this shoe, because this, what? I hope that people realize how bad this shoe is and they don't buy it. So because of my faith in humanity and society, I'm gonna say it's gonna sit, but if it sells out, there's nothing worth living for anymore. Moving on to June 21st, we actually have a day with multiple releases, and the first one of those releases is the Nike Air Max 720 OBJ Young King of the Drip. This shoe is dope. I think they did a great job. I love the way this sneaker looks, and it's kind of like a really quick 360 from the previous 720. That's a weird phrase to say. Although OBJ decided to go against my Ravens and go to the Browns, I still think he's a good player. I still like his design sense apparently because this shoe is awesome. And I think it's one of the first 720s outside the original colorway that I would actually consider going out to the store and buying. I love it. I love the crazy colorway. I like the really interesting paneling. I just wish the 720 was a more comfortable shoe. That said, because it is a collaboration and because the shoe looks so good, I definitely think it's gonna sell. After that, we've got two different colorways of the Adidas Ultra Boost 19s, one in the Toy Story colorway and one in the Buzz Lightyear colorway. Comfort-wise, I love the Ultra Boost 19. I think it's by far the most comfortable Ultra Boost ever made. Style-wise, Not as much. These colorways are both fine. I think Adidas has been doing a great job collaborating with big franchises recently, and I think this is actually a pretty solid collaboration. Out of the two colorways, I'd probably lean more towards the standard Toy Story 4, or I'm guessing Woody colorway, than the Buzz Lightyear colorway, just because it's a little bit more wearable. But I think they're both fine, and if you're a Buzz Lightyear fan, go for it. But I don't really think anyone's too hype on either of these two colorways, or the Ultra Boost 19 for that matter, so I think both of these shoes are probably gonna sit. After that, we've got the Adidas ZX 4000 4D in gray, black, and high-res yellow. The ZX 4000 is one of my favorite 4D silhouettes. I think it's a great looking sneaker, and I'm glad that they went for more of a lifestyle vibe with this shoe than some of the previous 4Ds. The shoe is still ridiculously expensive, which kind of sucks because I think that might be the one reason this shoe may not sell out. I think it's a really good looking sneaker overall. I love the colorway, I love the silhouette, but do I think this shoe is gonna sell out? I'm not sure. So for that reason, I'm gonna give it a sit. And then rounding off the 21st, we've got two different Yeezy 350 reflective colorways dropping, the Antlia and the Lundmark. Apparently Adidas and Yeezy are doing another regional release like they did last time, so the Antlias are available in Asia Pacific, the Middle East, and in Africa, and the Lundmarks are available in the Americas. I'm not totally sure if the European synth colorway is getting a reflective version like the Antlias and the Lundmarks, so that's why I'm not putting them specifically on this list. However, I wouldn't be surprised. Both reflective versions are dropping the day before the non-reflective versions and will definitely be more limited. The Antlias come in sort of a pastel yellow, and the Lundmarks come in sort of a brownish gray, and they're both fine. I'm just not too excited about either of them. But because of the fact that they're both limited Yeezys, they will definitely sell out. Then moving on to June 22nd, we've got the Air Jordan 14 in University Gold, which is kind of just a yellow. The Air Jordan 14 is definitely not most people's favorite Air Jordan release, and I think this colorway is a little bit divisive. It's a bright yellow Air Jordan 14. If you like that, great. If you don't, then just don't buy it. I don't know if there's enough people who really love this shoe enough to buy it to make this sneaker sell out, so for that reason, I think it's gonna sit. And then rounding off the 22nd, we've got all three of the non-reflective regional Yeezy 350 releases, the Lundmarks, the Antlias, and the Synths. Like I mentioned before, the Antlias come in sort of a pastel yellow and are dropping in the Asia Pacific, in the Middle East, and in Africa. And then the Synths come in sort of a desaturated clay color, or sort of a light brown, and they're dropping in Europe and Russia. And just like the other regional Yeezy releases, I think these releases will be limited, and people will definitely want to try and grab all three. So for that reason, I think they're all gonna sell. Moving on to June 23rd, we've got the Ultra Boost SL in black, gray, red, and blue. This is one of those interesting colorways that I actually kind of like. It's not something that I would pick up personally, but I don't think it's a bad colorway overall. It's also one of those shoes that if it had released like 2 years ago, I think it would have flown off shelves. But now, because Ultra Boosts just aren't what they used to be, and this colorway isn't incredible, I think the shoe is gonna sit. Moving on to June 27th, we've got three shoes from the Nike Stranger Things collection. The first one of those shoes is the Hawkins Blazer High. It's a good looking shoe. I love the Nike Blazer, and I think this is a nice, clean, simple Nike Blazer. The only real Hawkins touch is the little Hawkins patch on the medial side, but other than that, it's just kind of a white blazer with some orange and green. Don't get me wrong, I think it's a good looking blazer. I just don't want to pay the collaboration premium price over a regular pair of blazers that look pretty much the same. But at the end of the day, Nike really hyped up this collaboration, and out of all the shoes dropping in this Stranger Things pack, I think the blazer has the best chance of selling out. After that, we've got the Hawkins Nike Cortez, which, like the Blazer, is just a white Cortez with some orange and green detailing. Same sort of situation. It's a good looking shoe. If you like the Cortez and you like Stranger Things, this is a match made in heaven for you. You're gonna love this shoe. But if you're not one of those people, you're probably gonna let this shoe go. And so for that reason, I think this one is gonna sit. And then rounding off the Stranger Things collection, we've got the Hawkins Nike Tailwind. And this shoe is a little bit different than some of the other shoes in the collection because rather than coming in white, it comes in all green. I actually think this is the most eye-catching shoe from the collection because it's a green shoe and we don't get too many green shoes. And for that reason, out of all the three shoes in the collection, this would probably be the one that I would pick up. Nike bringing back the Tailwind has also proved to be a pretty good move because some of the Tailwind colorways have sold out. And honestly, because it's a collaboration and it's a pretty good looking shoe, I wouldn't be surprised if it sold out. And then rounding off the 27th, we've got the tentative release date for three different colorways of the women's off-white Nike Terra Kiger 5. The three different colorways are white and gray, black and pink, and gray and green. I actually got a chance to check out 2 of these colorways at SneakerCon Shanghai and do sort of an impromptu review. So if you'd like to check that video out, make sure to click the link at the top of the screen. I'm actually pretty interested in checking these shoes out and actually trying them on and seeing how comfortable they are. And the good news is, because I'm a size 9, I can fit in women's shoes, so there are some benefits to having small feet. I don't think these shoes look incredible. They're not bad, but they're just not amazing. I'm just really excited to check out a new Off-White model. And of course, because these are an Off-White Nike collab, you know these shoes are definitely gonna sell out. Then on June 28th, we've got the Air Force 1 Low Type. This seems to be sort of a different take on the utility Air Force 1 Lows, and I'm not sure exactly what the deal is with it. It's got exaggerated details, it's got like blue hits, it's got some text on it. I'm not sure exactly what the idea behind this sneaker is, but I don't think it's a bad looking shoe. But because there doesn't seem to be much hype behind this release, I don't think it's gonna be that crazy of a drop, so for that reason, I think it's gonna sit. And then rounding off the month, on June 29th, we've got 2 pretty big releases. The first of which is the Air Jordan 1 High in black, white, and gym red. I think the reason a lot of people are drawn to this shoe is because of how much it resembles the not for resale Air Jordan 1s. Colorway wise, I'm not in love with it. I don't think it's incredible. I don't think it's anything that special. It's kind of just a black Air Jordan 1 with a red Nike swoosh, which is fine. But being a sneaker reviewer who loves Air Jordan 1s, I'm definitely gonna have to grab a pair for myself. Because of the fact that it's an Air Jordan 1, which are incredibly popular right now, and also the fact that it resembles a very hyped colorway, I think this colorway is definitely gonna sell. And then finishing off the month, we've got the Adidas Yeezy Boost 700 in utility black. This shoe is an all-black Yeezy 700 V1 with the gum outsole. It's about as simple as it gets. I think it's a decent colorway. I like it a lot better than that triple black V2 that released earlier in the month, but I don't know if it's worth $300. If you don't have any 700s and really want a pair, or for some reason this colorway is really appealing to you, it's a good way to go. And of course, because it's a Yeezy, I think it's gonna sell. But that pretty much wraps up all the releases that we know about for June. I would love to know your thoughts on these releases and which ones you're looking forward to most. So make sure to leave those comments in the comment section down below. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.